Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines for this hour. 149 INGOs conducting various projects worth over 89 billion rupees. Social Welfare Council study reports of unsatisfactory results. Government to present 77 potential projects at the upcoming two-day investment summit. Lack of detailed study raises question over the effectiveness of the summit. No sign of a breakthrough in the Brexit deadlock. UK lawmakers fail to agree on an alternative to Prime Minister Theresa May's beleaguered plan, even as he offered to resign. And Kolkata Knight Riders register their second consecutive win at the Indian Premier League, defeating Kings 11 Punjab by 28 runs. Around 149 of the registered international non-governmental organizations in Nepal have been running over 205 programs in community development, health, education and agriculture sectors, among others. The budget for all these projects totals around 89 billion rupees. However, the Social Welfare Council, which is responsible of monitoring the performances of these INGOs, has reported that the results of these projects have not been up to par. According to the Council, majority of these expenses made by the INGOs are directed towards administrative purposes rather than for actual beneficiaries. The Social Welfare Council has also stated that the lack of stability of the projects as the reason for their failure and has questioned the overall effectiveness. Based on the statistics provided by the Social Welfare Council, 32 of the INGOs working in the health sector have been operating projects worth 22 billion rupees at the moment. Likewise, 48 INGOs have been conducting projects worth 20 billion rupees in the community development sector, 10 billion rupees in child development, 5 billion rupees in agriculture, 1 billion rupees in women empowerment, and around 9.5 billion rupees in other sectors across the country. However, a field study conducted by the Council has concluded the results as unsatisfactory.
कभरेज नभएको अथवा यो गाउँमा छ त्यो गाउँमा छैन त्यहाँको लक्षित वर्गले चाहिँ नपाएको र यहाँकोले मात्रै पाएको अनि एउटा समूह भित्र पनि जस्तो 25 जनाको समूह बनाउनुहुन्छ भने 2500 जनालाई चाहिँ समान रूपले चाहिँ जस्तो उहाँहरूले दिने भोकेसनल ट्रेनिङको कुरा भयो हैन कुनै सिड मनी सपोर्टको कुराहरू भयो त्यस्तोहरु चाहिँ सबैले इक्वली नपाएको त्यस्तो अवस्थाहरुमा चाहिँ अहिले हामीले त्यसमा सुझाव दिने गरेका छौं यदा कदा कस्तो पनि भएको छ भने विगतमा चाहिँ जस्तो बैंक एकाउन्टमा चाहिँ एटलिस्ट 2 जनाको सिग्नेचर चाहिँ कम्पल्सरी हुनुपर्ने हाम्रो इभ्यालुएसनबाट भेटिएकोमा चाहिँ कुनै बैंक कुनैको संस्थाको बैंक एकाउन्टमा चाहिँ 1 जनाको मात्र सिग्नेचरबाट पनि सञ्चालन भएको र इभ्यालुएसनले आएको फाइन्डिङ्सको आधारमा चाहिँ हामीले तुरुन्तै त्यसमा करेक्सन गरेको यस्तो अवस्थाहरू चाहिँ देखिन्छ.
The programs run by the INGOs range from a minimum of 60 million rupees to a maximum of 7 billion rupees. In total, there are projects worth 89 billion rupees run by 149 of the INGOs spread out in all 77 districts of Nepal. However, the monitoring and regulation aspect for all these projects have been feeble.
विगत 5 वर्षको चाहिँ बजेट केलाएर हेर्दाखेरि 89 अर्ब प्लस बजेट चाहिँ विभिन्न शीर्षकमा खर्च भएको छ. अब त्यस्ता शीर्षकहरू चाहिँ सामुदायिक विकास, स्वास्थ्य सम्बन्धी सेवा, शिक्षा, भूकम्प, कृषि, बालबालिका, महिला विकास तथा सशक्तिकरण लगायतका सेक्टरहरू छन्.
The budget ceiling for the programs run by the INGOs in Nepal has been increasing every year. While it is a positive trend, in order to ensure the project's effectiveness, it is imperative on the part of all the concerned authorities to keep a check on the programs and their expenses. The government has prepared to present 77 potential projects at the two-day investment summit that is to kick off tomorrow. 50 of the projects are from the government side, while 27 are from the private sector. The government has planned to lock final investments for these projects within 2 months of the summit. Over 600 investors from 40 countries are participating in the summit, and the Finance Ministry is assured the government will receive investments for 12 out of the 77 projects. However, apart from preliminary desk study, a detailed study of the projects that the government is gearing to put up in the summit has not been carried out. Nepal failed to bring in the actual amount pledged by the investors in the previous investment summit. However, the Nepal government is high in confidence this time around, citing investors will be interested as several laws regarding foreign investment have been amended. Investors check the credit rating of any country before making investments, which includes the country's investment environment, economic status, and the potential return on investment. However, Nepal has not had its credit rating tests carried out. Meanwhile, at yesterday's press meet held for the summit, Finance Minister Yuvraj Khatiwada informed that the government has initiated processes for the credit rating test. The government has amended laws related to public-private partnership for investment, foreign investment, and technology transfer. However, the manual of rules for the implementation of the amendments have yet to be formulated. The initiatives taken so far shows that the government is aware of not letting the summit be just for namesake. However, in order to avoid the unfortunate results of the previous summit, it is crucial to keep track of the commitments and the implementation aspects. 5 of the constitutional commissions established under the country's new federal setup gained its complete organizational structure last week after the appointment of their respective chairpersons. However, due to the lack of staff management, the Madhesi, Tharu and Muslim commissions have not been able to start their operations. The chairpersons for Madhesi, Tharu and Muslim commissions, all established with the purpose of conserving their community's language and culture, assumed office a week ago. However, other members for these commissions have not been recommended yet. This has resulted in lack of staff, and the commissions have not been able to start their programs. The Tharu Commission, that has positions for 31 staff, only has 11 staff at the moment.
आयोगले पूर्णता पाउने दिशामै छौं हामी व्यवस्थापनको हिसाबबाट हेर्दाखेरि हामीले अब कर्मचारी पनि हामीले पूर्णता यसमा पूर्ण दरबन्दी छ त्यो प्राप्त गरिराखेका छैनौं त्यहाँ पनि समस्या छ अब सदस्यहरूको हकमा पनि अझै अब पूर्णता पाउने स्थिति छैन सिफारिस पनि भएको छैन.
The scenario is same for the Madhesi Commission, where the only administrative official at office at the moment is the chairperson. The commission's chairperson, Bijay Datta, however, has said the commission will start its works by taking in complaints from the people of the Madhesi community through a digital-friendly app.
आफ्नो मोबाइलबाट खोलेर त्यो मोबाइल एप जसरी हामीले सोशल मिडिया अनुप्रयोग गर्छौं ठीक त्यस्तै त्यो सोशल मिडियाको त्यो मोबाइल एप डाउनलोड गर्ने र त्यसमा उजुरी दिने त्यसमा यसले गर्न सक्ने काम के हुन्छ सम्पूर्ण लेखेको हुन्छ र त्यसै आधारमा त्यहीबाट हामीले त्यसले उजुरी लिन सक्छौं.
There is lack of staff at the Muslim Commission as well, as the government has not appointed its members. The commission faces another challenge as a case has been filed at the Supreme Court against the commission's chairperson, Samim Ansari. South Korean ambassador to Nepal, Park Young-sik, has proposed to collaborate with Nepal for the promotion of tourism. Addressing an event held by the Korean Tours and Trekking Operator Association of Nepal to celebrate its anniversary, Ambassador Sik said Nepal and South Korea can work together to develop tourism of both the nations. Likewise, His Excellency Sik also urged Nepal to make arrangements for skilled tour guides that meet the demands of South Korean tourists visiting Nepal. Sik also pledged the South Korean government will give its utmost support in promoting Nepal's tourism. During the time of local level elections, majority of the leaders pledged for decentralization of power and giving the public at every nook and corner of the country access to the center. However, the service seekers of the rural areas have been expressing their dissatisfaction towards the service delivery of the rural municipalities. In this context, we had asked the service seekers returning from Bagnaskali rural municipality how the service delivery was at the rural municipality. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice. ठिकै हुन्छ के अरे 1-2 दिन हिँड्न पर्छ के अरे नाइबाट भिड नहुँदा त आफ्नो काममा आएर बन्छ
बाइक हुनेलाई त अब सजिलै भएको छैन साधन नहुनेलाई दुःखै भएको छ सबै व्यक्तिहरूलाई समेटेर एक पुष्टमा लान सक्यो भने राम्रो हुन्छ
छिटै हुन्छ खै अब मलाई अब हामी आउँदा ओर्दा अब त्यस्तो ढिलो भएको छैन के
अलिकति यसमा उत्साह आएको छ अब कतिसम्म काम गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ त्यो कुरा आफ्नो ठाउँमा छ
सबैलाई समान रूपमा हेर्न पर्यो कोहीलाई लाखा कोहीलाई पाखा गराउनु भएन
कसलाई के चाहिएको छ खोजी सबैलाई चाहिँ बुझाएर यो यसो हो यो नभए भोलि आउनुस् तपाईहरुलाई दुःख त बच्छ तर पनि तपाईहरुलाई भोलि आउनुस् हामी तुरुन्तै गरिदिन्छौँ भन्नुहुन्छ र तुरुन्तै गरिदिनुहुन्छ
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: why have provincial governments failed to spend the development budget? Your options are A, lack of proper mechanism, B, legal obstacles, and C, lack of capacity. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Kolkata Knight Riders registered their second consecutive win at the Indian Premier League, defeating Kings 11 Punjab by 28 runs. In the match played at Eden Gardens in Kolkata last night, Kings 11 Punjab won the toss and invited Kolkata Knight Riders to bat first. Kolkata batted well and posted an impressive total of 218 runs in the allotted 20 overs, losing only 4 wickets. Robin Uthappa top scored for Kolkata with an unbeaten 67 off 50 balls, while Nitish Rana scored a quick-fire 63 off 34 balls, and Andre Russell smashed 48 runs off just 17 balls. Chasing a stiff target of 219 runs for victory, Kings 11 Punjab managed to score only 190 runs in the stipulated 20 overs for the loss of 4 wickets. David Miller, who scored an unbeaten 59 off 40 balls, was the top scorer for Punjab. Mayank Agarwal also contributed 58 runs off 34 balls, while Chris Gale added 20 runs off 13 balls in Punjab's losing effort. Andre Russell, who grabbed 2 wickets, was the leading wicket taker for Kolkata. Tonight's Indian Premier League match features a clash between Royal Challengers Bangalore and Mumbai Indians. And now, before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. 149 INGOs conducting various projects worth over 89 billion rupees. Social Welfare Council's study reports of unsatisfactory results. Government to present 77 potential projects at the upcoming 2-day investment summit. Lack of detailed study raises question over the effectiveness of the summit. No sign of a breakthrough in the Brexit deadlock. UK lawmakers fail to agree on an alternative to Prime Minister Theresa May's beleaguered plan, even as she offered to resign. And Kolkata Knight Riders registered their second consecutive win at the Indian Premier League, defeating Kings 11 Punjab by 28 runs. And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good morning.